Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of 21 days of breath work. Working with all of this technology and trying to put this gift out to you guys has been an amazing opportunity of growth. We're only on day 2 and we're already having all kinds of fun little tech glitches. So what a great reminder to use the breath for me. Today we're going to be talking about diaphragmatic breathing or belly breathing. And many of us breathe high in our chest, very shallow breathing, but high. You often notice your shoulders will rise and fall, or you're constantly breathing and your chest is what is expanding and deflating rather than the whole core. And basically, this is an activation of your fight or flight response. If we breathe low into the lungs, deep into the heart of the belly, we are activating our rest and digest. So those are the two very important balancing systems of our nervous system that, oh my gosh, I got to get out of the way. I got to run to save my life, or I have to run to help someone, or sometimes that mental fear where we create fight or flight in our minds, and our body's systems are generating the adrenaline to run, to flee, or to fight. And we don't exert that effort. So what we do is we want to rebalance ourselves with the parasympathetic nervous system, which is that rest and digest. And so what we do is we bring the breath down low into the belly, into what we call the dantian, or the hara, which is that space right behind the belly button. If you think of where your lungs are located, right here in your rib cage, we have the top part of the lungs and then the lower part of the lungs. When we breathe high into the chest, we're only filling that top part of our lung. When we breathe low, we're taking that big, deep breath and we're actually filling in that lower part, which is activating our rest and digest. If you think about men and women, this is a good kind of example to use. Is men often, historically, not everyone, will puff their chests up and they'll breathe up here. It's a sign of strength and warriorship and I've got this. Us women tend to suck in the belly because we want to feel lighter, thinner, trimmer, sometimes even more prominent. And so we also tend to breathe up in the chest because we're sucking in the belly, right? For today, I just want you to let loose. I want you to let everything go. I want you to relax your body. And we're going to do 7 minutes of belly breathing here. And we're literally going to breathe just in the belly space, or in the lower breathing space, as we call it. So I invite you to put your hand on your belly. Can't really see me here. Right here on your belly. And what we're going to do is we're going to push and pull retrospectively, but really we're going to be breathing from this space. And you should feel your hand go out and come in as you breathe in and as you breathe out. So again, as with any practice, you want to sit tall, back straight, spine straight, shoulders slightly back with your heart open, your chin slightly tucked under. You can have your eyes open, your eyes closed, or just at a gaze. For those of you who I sometimes can't hear with my eyes open, so in order to really focus inward and practice, I must close my eyes. But please find what works for you. So we're going to put our hand on our belly, and we're going to exhale first. You should feel the belly draw in towards the spine. As you inhale, the belly moves out. And just use the lower belly space. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And you can actually move the belly to help you really exaggerate this piece. This is a really important way to breathe for anti-anxiety, when you need to kind of rest your mind, you're feeling panicked, you can immediately draw into this breath to rest everything, to come back to balance. You can breathe in and out through your mouth here or through your nose, whichever you prefer. I'm going to raise my chair up. Maybe you can see me a little bit better. Notice there's about a 4 count. So you breathe in for 4, out for 4. Notice that my chest is not moving. We don't want the chest to rise in this breath. We just want to focus on the bottom part of our lungs, the belly breathing. Guys, this is going to take practice. This is planting the seed here today. So I just want you to work with it, throughout the day. Tune in to see if you're breathing in and out with your belly or if you're breathing in and out with your chest. And then drop your awareness down and use your belly to breathe. We're activating the diaphragm, the most important respiratory muscle. For those of you who are chest breathers by nature, it's going to feel awkward. It's going to feel weird. It'll feel like you're doing it wrong. But really what you're doing is you're unlearning the fight or flight way and you're relearning the calm, serene, rest and digest way. So give yourself space to make mistakes. Give yourself space to feel confused and just keep returning back to the belly breath. Another way you can do this is to lie down on the floor and to put some sort of a book or an object right at the top of the belly. And you can push and watch that book fall as you inhale and you exhale. Remember, the inhale, we're expanding. Our bellies are moving out. The diaphragm is moving down and the lungs have space to enlarge and to fill up with air. When we deflate, the diaphragm moves back up and it pushes all of the air out. So this diaphragm is this muscle that's contracting to push, to let air in and to push air out. And if we can strengthen that muscle, we can breathe deeper, longer breaths. It's almost like your whole belly fills up like a balloon. And then it deflates as you exhale. A tip that's always helped me is when I exhale, I try to imagine that I'm pulling the belly button back in towards the spine. And then when I inhale, it just like releases and I take this deep, full breath in. Pull the belly button back in on the exhale. And then the belly just pops back out. And so that's that practice. That's that give and that take. This is a really powerful breath, you guys. This is one of those breathing techniques that needs to become automatic. It needs to become the way you breathe and rest. When you're just sitting, chilling, not doing anything, kind of crazy or high energy, and just resting, you should be breathing from this space. No more of this shallow, quick fight or flight breathing, right? That has a place and a purpose. When we're just resting, or when we're working at our desk, or just enjoying life as it is, you should be breathing from this lower breathing space. So it's really important to practice this. Really tune in to the inner part of the body. Watch that breath pull down in the belly. Let the belly expand and deflate, and use your props. Find a book. I use my teacher's book, a man by the name of Dan Burley, who is coming in to Annapolis in March, by the way. And you just put the book right on your belly as you lay down, and you watch the book rise and fall. And that's how you start to get that muscle memory of what it feels like to breathe in and out through the belly. And over time, you can really start to just do it naturally, like muscle memory. It requires no effort. It took me maybe a couple weeks to kind of really get into the flow and really practice it. And now it's my go-to breathing method unconsciously. So guys, gals, friends, thank you for watching on day 2. Yesterday we talked about breath awareness. I still encourage you. These first couple days are going to be really, really basic, fundamental breath practices, stuff you should be doing every day. Watch yourself breathe. How do you breathe when you walk, when you run, when you cook, when you drive, when you talk? How do you breathe? Breath awareness, breath watching. Today we went over diaphragmatic breath, or belly breathing. It's a great stress reducer. When you're feeling anxious or in panic, it's because you're breathing up here and your mind is in future or past. So bring yourself into the present moment. Exhale yourself right down into the lower belly and breathe there. Informally throughout the day, take a couple minutes, maybe 21, 10 if you don't have a lot of time. But as a formal practice, every day, 7 minutes a day, as we start learning these breath practices, you can tune in, use different ones, experiment, play around, find a one that works for you, find a couple that work for you, and merge them into the 7 minutes. Guys, it's about conscious breathing. It's about conscious breathing, watching the breath or doing different types of breath work. You're actually building a muscle memory to take care of your mental and your emotional states, because if you can change the way you breathe, you can change the way you behave. Send me any comments or questions that you have. I will be posting this to YouTube. If you're watching via YouTube, hello. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 3. Peace. Hi, Robin.